up, though? And welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Lions Nation Unite. It's your man, Curt Steele. Today is Tuesday, two-piece Tuesday, man. Taco Tuesday, whatever you're eating Tuesday, October 22nd, 2022, on deck for today's show. LL wants to know if it is time for the Lions to move on from Jared Goff and draft a quarterback next year. I'll update you on the status of Amon-Ra St. Brown for the game against the Dolphins, and Coach Mike tells you why he feels the Lions don't need to make any trades before the deadline. But before we get into all that, it's time to bring in the rest of the crew, man. He is the reason for the season when it's cuffing season. He is the heavyweight cuffing champion of the world. Is my man, LL Cool Torch. What's going on, my dude?
You be spreading all types of vicious lies, man.
Get over here.
Nation, and good morning.
Man, y'all know who it is, man. Coming off a winning season at the Jackson Northwest Mounties, man. It's the man, the myth, the legend, the boxing pride of Jackson, Michigan. It's who?
It's the Wolverine, Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lion fans?
Let's get this thing started
Right now.
Let go.
It's Detroit Lions talk, baby.
Welcome to Detroit.
All right, LL, this your favorite topic of the year. What you got for us, man? Let us know what it is and say it with a smile on your face.
Well, the topic for today on this two-piece $2 Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, is: do we, as the Lions, draft Jared Goff's replacement in next year's draft? I believe it was last week that we kind of spoke about just maybe a possible replacement, and that being Hendon Hooker, the quarterback, or the Tennessee Volunteers quarterback. So we, now we're just going to discuss the topic of actually drafting Jared Goff's replacement. He hasn't been the worst this year. I'll say that. He has had some very, very low spots, giving the ball away. So, a couple pick sixes here and there. He has been a reason why our offense has looked how it looked sometimes. But yeah, he's also part of the reason why our offense looked, good as well. So, but just to borrow from Herman Moore's standpoint, Herman Moore kind of thinks that we need like a modern day quarterback, a mobile quarterback, things like that. I personally just want somebody other than Jared Goff. I might even take, even if we don't necessarily draft him, if we could get him, for not a whole lot from the Patriots. They seem to be giving up on Mac Jones. Maybe get Mac Jones like a fifth or sixth. You know how the Patriots do. If we can get somebody cheap that has proven that they can actually play football, maybe let's just take a shot at it, because, I personally don't think we're going. I think we're going nowhere fast with the quarterback that we do have. I was wrong. I actually kind of thought that maybe he could be here, to help us to go some places. I'll even take it as far as this, because he has looked decent enough. If we could lower his cap number low enough, after this season, whatever, and maybe keep him as a backup quarterback. He definitely knows the system, or he should know the system. He's familiar with the coaches and everything like that. So maybe, that could help along whoever we do bring in to replace him, if he's, okay with that, or if he's not going to get his ass on out of here. But of course, the thought to replace him has come with, up and down play, like I mentioned previously. There's the topic is coming up because there's a lot of quarterback prospects in this upcoming draft, as well as a whole bunch of them. And it kind of all depends on what you like. You can get whatever kind of quarterback you want out there. You get them small, you get them tall, you get them fast, you get them not so fast. So it's all of them out there. You got a Bryce Young. We got players like Bryce Young. You got players like C.J. Stroud. You got players like Hendon Hooker. You got players like Will Levis, and even maybe even Michael Penix Jr. It's a whole lot of quarterbacks out there. Maybe we could get them in the first or in the second round. But of course, I know that you guys have different feelings about Jared Goff than I. So I'll ask, what are your thoughts on replacing Jared Goff in next year's draft?
I spoke with a friend of mine yesterday, Sheriff Joe Bags, friend of the show. He's the host of the Rams Showcase podcast. This is what he said. He said the Rams fan base dealt with the streaky play of Jared Goff for years. I mean, he could string together games where he plays like an MVP candidate. and then he turns the ball over like it's going out of style. If the Lions stay in that number 1 draft pick spot, I don't see it where they don't draft a quarterback next year, and especially at the top spot. But for some reason, if they can string together a few wins and get out of the cellar, I don't think they draft a quarterback with the first pick, but I think it may happen with the pick the Lions got from the Rams.
If I can add, I don't either way, even if because right now I think we got the worst record, so we in line for number 1.
Yeah, we are. We're number 1.
If we got number 1, I don't take quarterback number 1 because we got another pick that we can move around. We could probably get the best pass rusher and the best quarterback or a very good quarterback out of this past draft. But my bad, not to cut you off. What you got on?
But
or Kurt, if you undone.
But I think it may happen this year. I think that replacement is going to happen this year, and not saying that it's going to be this bad. I hope we win more than this one game that we have on our record right now. But it kind of reminds me of that situation back when we took Stafford after the 2008, 0-16 season. That kind of reminds me of it. It's reminding me right now. I hope it doesn't stay that way.
Please, Kurt.
If you look at, we had a veteran quarterback that was on the team, you know what I'm saying, had came from a winning program before with Kitna, you know what I'm saying, and you look how we went 0-16, didn't have a very good record. Second year head coach, first year head coach out there with Mooch. And the situation reminds me of that. I hope that's not the case. We got 11 games left. I hope we can win some games, and hell, I hope we can get to a game or two within 500 right now. But I believe it's going to. I'm changing my train of thought. I think Dan Campbell himself doesn't have the same belief in Jared Goff as Brad Holmes does. That's
what. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm steadfast in this. If we pick in the lottery for the 5th straight year, okay, we have to walk away with a franchise quarterback. You cannot explain being a losing franchise in 5 years and not coming away with a quarterback picking in the lottery in 5 years. But there's no
what do you consider the lottery? Because the NFL doesn't have a lottery. Right. So you talking about top 10?
Yeah, I'm top 8.
Top 8. Okay.
If you get a top 8, if you top 8 in the draft for 5 straight years and you don't come away with a quarterback, you need to fire every goddamn body in the front office, including the owner. I know you can't fire her, but you know what I'm saying? We need to overthrow her. So I mean, and that's just speaking like kind of comedically, but on the real, you can't draft in the top 8 for 5 straight years and then not come away with a quarterback and then come away in 2024 like, damn, we need a quarterback. Like that's unexplainable. And then you be on the outside looking in. Now you like 14, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. So from that standpoint, we should draft a quarterback. Now, with the first pick, it really would depend on what the Rams do, and how many quarterbacks emerge, because right now you can't really talk about who you're going to draft at the beginning of the season because there's always people who emerge at the end of the season in the combine and all of that. So, you don't really know. Like people would say CJ Stroud and Bryce Young stand out, but they might not be the 2 leading candidates when you get to the combine next year, but yeah, man, like I said, man, you got to, like, if you're in that position, you have to, because there's no excuse for not drafting the most important person in football, position in football, when you have a top 8 pick for 5 straight years. You just can't do it.
With the previous regime, like, we had a franchise quarterback. I think, like, the 5 previous years before the last 2 years, we had a franchise quarterback. So that's why I can understand why they didn't draft a quarterback in those years. But you're looking at now, where I get these last 2 years and coming up on the 3rd year, I feel what you're saying. And I never looked at him as a permanent solution. I say he's like playing spades, man. Like Jared Goff was like 2 impossible. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was one of those things where he could possibly be, but with his play right now, he's proven himself to put that book, you know
You
what I'm saying? You
got that deck of clubs.
yeah, you
I
like,
thought
yeah.
I thought he was gonna say waiting for him, wait to lose his hand so I can get a new partner. But
Yeah. So sometimes, you like you don't want to overbid, you kind of reach it, you know what I'm saying? You like, do I got two in a possible? Do I got two? And sometimes you just got two. So, you just gotta play the hand you got. And if he's not the solution right now, you have to. Now, I will say this: someone like you said, his cap number next year is not going to be that high. So it is a possible where you can draft a guy and keep him on the roster as a backup.
Yeah.
It's possible. So, it's an interesting topic, but and I changed he made me change my tune for I was saying beginning of the season, like, okay, Jared Goff is doing his thing. But like I said, talking to my guy, Sheriff Joe Bags, man, shout out to Ram Showcase. But man, they dealt with that for years out there in LA, where it was like you see him, like we remember a few years ago with that, and I bring this game up all the time. That dude out battled Patrick Mahomes out there on Monday Night Football. He was slinging the ball up and down the field, and he had a great, guy got a Super Bowl. So you can't do that if you're devoid of any talent. But he plays really streaky, and we need consistency in our quarterback position. Right. We don't need a guy who's playing streaky. Had enough of streaky stuff with Stafford for a while. So
yeah. After what I seen last night with Justin Fields, Jared Goff, your time is about coming to an end, my brother.
Yeah, and we talked about this that you look at the quarterback position now in college football or even in the pros, you have the majority of the successful quarterbacks right now in the league are dual threat. I mean, the guys can run. Now, I'm not saying that they're running quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson is a running quarterback who can throw. What's the man? Josh Allen is a dual threat quarterback. Like, he throw the ball. He can run the ball. He design runs. He's first for the throw the ball, but he can, you can do design runs for him. Lamar Jackson, like some of his stuff is like design runs, and then you can throw the ball. His favorite, very rare for a quarterback, what I'm saying, his number one target is a tight end, where you get Josh Allen, his number one target is Stephon Diggs. He goes to the perimeter first. So different type of quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes has the ability to run the ball. You know what I'm saying? People don't really look at him as runner, but he is. Patrick Mahomes is a running quarterback. He can run.
Mobile.
You know what I'm saying? He's mobile. He's a mobile quarterback. Like, he's not a running quarterback. He's a mobile quarterback. I mean, even the boogeyman up there in Green Bay, he always has the ability to use his legs, you know what I'm saying, and run the ball. Yeah. So it is what it is. I mean, if you look at that was so passe for many years in the NFL, where it was just, you had you on the prototypical pocket passer, but those days are kind of going away because of look how the way college football is playing, zone reads and things of that nature. That's what the college game is coming to. So, and those are the quarterbacks that are coming into the league are those type of guys. So, you look at, people really think Bo Nix was a runner at Auburn. You look at him now, he's doing zone reads. He's running all over the place up there at Oregon. And you look at Penix up there in Washington. You look at, even his days at Indiana, he was a running quarterback. You look at the University of Michigan. They went from a prototypical pocket passer and Cade McNamara. Who did they choose to go with? They went with the guy who could run the ball, who was a dual threat quarterback, and that's J.J. McCarthy. So those are the guys that's going to be coming into the league, and those are the quarterbacks and the systems you got to build around now, because that's what you're going to get coming from the college ranks. This is what it is. And I cringe every time I see Jared Goff trying to take off and run. Lord, sweet Jesus.
And the name of Jeff Garcia, no.
Get down. Like, dude, I'm begging him to slide even to, I don't give a damn. We got a punt. Man, slide your ass down before you get hurt or fumble the damn ball. But without that being said, man, hey, man, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, man. Help us get to our 4,000 mark for subscribers. You keep coming back. So why don't you go ahead and join the Prowl Nation family right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. LL, what you got for the family discussion topic, my man?
Family discussion topic on today is, should the Lions draft a quarterback in 2023? What do you think? Let us know right now, or let us know down in the comments. And like Curt always says, we know you guys like to join the live chat, but just leave us a comment. Leave us a comment down in the comment section, and we'll pick 6 of them to go on to the next show.
Yeah, man. You know how we do it, man. Hey, now it's time to give y'all guys a quick update on what's going on with the Sun God. All right. So the NFL concussion protocol stemming from the Tua situation in Miami are why Amon-Ra St. Brown was ruled out of Sunday game. Now you look at against the Cowboys. You look at Dan Campbell's presser yesterday. He said St. Brown was cleared by the doctors with the examination on the sideline. What kept him out of the game was the video footage of his instability after getting hit. So they looked at the video, they saw his instability, and they were like, nope, they ain't going back in the game. And that's stemming from what happened with Tua. Tua stayed in the game after that one hit. Lo and behold, next game, he gets even worse concussion. I believe he was concussed 1 week, and they didn't properly evaluate him. And you look at where that is in the game of football. This is the new normal, right? This is the new normal in the NFL. They're going to try to protect players against themselves and try to prevent what happened to Tyrell Williams here in Detroit. Well, Williams didn't have a concussion. He had a traumatic brain injury. So you don't want players having that. You don't want players. I understand that, it's a risk involved in playing a collision sport as in football, but they have a responsibility. If you look at the way that the NFL is going, is to the lower tiers of football, where they're setting examples for the lower tiers of football, setting example for college, especially for the guys that's playing high school and Pee Wee football. And with the drop in people letting their kids play for like football, they're trying to be like, hey man, safety first. And if you see it at the highest level, they're trying to trickle down effect with the safety, where you look at this year, they brought those Halo pads in, Guardian, whatever, the Guardian thing. So you look at that, the NFL is trying to get to that. So, and that Tua situation was bad. Like, I don't know who the hell that doctor was. He got fired. He should have been fired because he's never should have been back on the field. He should have been taken out of the first game.
That's a scapegoat. That's a scapegoat.
But once that happened, and then the next concussion happened, that's what made that the new protocols the way they are. Like, if this player is showing any type of instability from a possible concussion, they put him for the game. Like you said, LL, he looked fine on the sidelines. He cleared the protocol by the neurologist, but that video evidence of the instability is making it where they're not letting guys back on the field. So do I have a problem with it? No. Do I think it's overkill? Possibly. But I don't have a problem with it. Just because of the fact that I'm a former soldier, right? And I've had soldiers that will kind of ride through anything, right? And I had to pull them out because you're doing too much, because you're going to injure yourself, because you're doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had to have those conversations like, okay, man, this is not about your manhood. This is not about you being, super duper fly, super duper soldier. You know what I'm saying? You high speed, low drag. Sometimes you got to save the soldiers for themselves, because for the mission, they will sacrifice themselves. And sometimes I think it's what's going on in the NFL. So, hey, we know it's about winning. We know you want to be on the win, but sometimes you got to protect the players from themselves, because you look at the players that have so many, like the former players that have so many like injuries and CTE and stuff like that, and have mental issues and health issues. And you look at some of the guys that we idolized that were coming up, can barely walk and things of that nature, and because they sacrificed themselves for the games. And the NFL having to pay out injury settlements. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things the NFL is trying to get away from that. So what you guys think?
I feel like it's a fine line, but it's like this, man. You don't want those things happening, right? You don't want it. And there's a certain point where you're like, all right, dog, you can't play. Like, you can look at him like we can look at him from the TV and be like, oh no, he shouldn't play. So I know damn well on the sidelines, they can look at him, and I'll be like, no, you done. But at the same time, you can't because somebody else got injured, let that have a trickle-down effect and be like, oh, no, he got hit hard. It's over. Because at the end of the day, if you box, right, you taking a risk. You sign on the contract, you sign on your license that beforehand that I don't want to say it, but death is a possibility. It says that right on the thing. You sign on that. And I'm not saying to take it that far, but I'm saying before you get into it what the risks are. And now if they start taking away those risks just because a person is like, you know what I'm saying, oh, he's a little, well, now then give us some of the money back then. You know what I'm saying? We're investing in athletes because they're taking that risk. So we're taking that risk from them. Y'all give us some of the money back. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, there's a fine line between whether that guy where he gets hit, he took a hit, okay. But now just because he took a hit, so now we got to put up the tents. You know what I'm saying? Why can't he just take a hit?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's like taking the whole nature, the physical nature of the game away. You might as well not have on pads and play two-hand touchdown. If every time somebody gonna get hit hard, we're gonna like,
I don't know about that.
I'm gonna tell you right now, from a person who fights,
Mm-hmm.
like I box, I fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I've been knocked down a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, like, you know, it's just there's you, like, you have to internally also know, well, I hold a little bit of responsibility on the person. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't escape code and be like, oh, it's all on the league or on you as a person also know. You know what I'm saying? How you feel
I get
at
what you're
that
saying.
time. Because I've been in that position where I got boom. I'm like, and I lost, like I done lost like 2 to 3 seconds. Like for real, I didn't like boom, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And I look up and the ref like 4, 5. I didn't even hear 1, 2, or 3. You know what I'm saying? So you know, as a person, as an individual, how much you can take, and then so it's a mixture of both. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like that Tua trickle down should not be, just like I don't believe in the whole, I know this is kind of getting away from, but the whole Ray Rice trickle down. Now everybody overreacting over, you know what I'm saying, that like those situations, like I feel like, man, like let each situation be its own individual situation. Don't let another situation happen before affect what the outcome of this situation is. You know what I'm saying? So treat every situation like its own, diagnose that situation. Don't reach into the bag like, well, this happened with this, because each situation is different, man. So and then too, like I said, man, you are $1 million athlete. You taking certain risks. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I hate to say it, but you're taking those risks. That's why we pay y'all the motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying? We pay y'all like that because of that.
Here's one thing you missing, man. Here's one thing that's a lot of fans are missing. Nothing, absolutely nothing, will come before the Shield. So if the league think that this in their best interest to do this, that's why the league is doing it. They're like, the league is like, nope.
I know.
Yeah,
I understand that. I understand that because they're trying to protect their investment. All right, I know, but I'm speaking from like a
you speaking from a player, like a athlete perspective, and they're like, you know, we're a corporate. They're keeping their corporate interest because they're gonna lose sponsorships. You know, if people get hurt and people shit happen, shit like that. You look at when money is at stake. Nothing's above the shit. What you got, LL? Sorry about that.
You good. The thing it's a lot, man. It's a lot of everything, man. Number one, I think, because like Coach Mike said, like, you know, sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't. I don't really know. I personally don't feel comfortable because it's, you know, it might be like how they say drinking and driving. Like if you buzz, then you drunk. You know, if your bell is rung a little bit, then you are concussed. Even if it is or you ain't, you are concussed in some kind of way. So I don't know. But the overstanding point is, and goes with Curt's point, their NFL is reactionary instead of proactive. They're reactive instead of proactive. That's why we get these overreactions to things, because they didn't have something in place previously, you know, like with a lot of situations. I ain't gonna get into specifics, with a lot of situations they have to overreact because like, we didn't really handle it. We thought we handled it good by not letting them come back, but then we should have probably should have did XYZ. So on this next time around, even if it's just allegations, we gonna fry this guy. But two, I think it could become like a part of the politics of things. Once again, if he was hurt, then he did not deserve. He should not have been back in the game. But now you get those types of things because what if it's a playoff game and Patrick Mahomes might get hit? He might take a big hit, like Mike said, he could take a hit and be okay. But since we've seen what Tua did, now we got to take him out, and now he's out, and the chances of that team winning is so much more less. A part of that would be a good example of that would be the whole roughing the passer call. They call it whenever they want to. In that game, I'm a football fan. We grew up playing football in the streets and without pads. People got hurt. People got a lot of things. So I'm a fan of actually tackling people. Aiden Hutchinson chokeslammed Dak Prescott that first sack. he body slammed me. Whatever, but they probably could have called that, but they didn't. And then it's a lot of that. How they call how they protect certain quarterbacks. Certain quarterbacks can take a hit and it's okay. Other quarterbacks they take much less hit and they throwing flags. And even when the quarterback is getting up trying to kick people. So not to get away from the whole point of Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm glad that he's back. I'm glad that he's okay. I'm glad that he was able to be clear and to be able to play. But with all of these injuries stuff, I think it's just a whole lot that goes into it. Politics, actual injuries, and reactive things as well.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, man, if you like the video, man, share the video, comment on the video. You know what I'm saying? Leave us a comment. Talk about what you think about the injuries to Amon-Ra St. Brown and the new concussion protocol rules. Let us know what you think in the comment section of the other video. You're going to do it in the live chat, but, go ahead. Like I said, man, go ahead and hit us a comment, man. Hey, if you're going to get yourself some Lions gear, I was just on there last night looking for some stuff for my granddaughter for she plays soccer now. So go to fanatics.com, man. Get yourself some Lions gear, man. It needs to be a fire sale right now, but we're in 1 and 5. But go ahead, man. Get yourself some Fanatics gear. And some Lions gear over fanatics.com, man. Links are in the description. For some other proceeds on that link, go to help us grow the content right here on this channel, man. On my phone, man, I pick it up, man, and I click on the LNU app, and I got all my favorite Detroit Lions content creators right there, man. I can go in and watch their stuff. I can go over and check out my man Dessert Dion. I can check out my man Rad. I can check out my man Micro Mike and Everything King. Go ahead and download the app from the Google, Android, or Apple App Store for your mobile devices, or you can just type in LionsNationUnite.com in your web browser. For us, you can just check us out on DetroitLionsOnTheProwl.com and get yourself some Prowl Nation gear over at LionsOnTheProwlShop.com. And my man, he's gonna hook you up, man, because the big game is coming up. If you need yourself some gear for this Saturday's game, go on over to Wolverine.com. Links in the description below, man. Because if you're a Wolverine on Saturday and a Lion on Sunday, you got to have yourself some Wolverine gear. Definitely check out my man, Big Lion Man, over there in his Roar Up gear, and the links in the description below. Help fight cancer. And you do that by buying his gear, and a portion of the proceeds from the Roar Up gear go to help the American Cancer Society of Michigan. Now we paid the bills. Skills to pay the bills. What's the day? Hold on. It's Two-Piece Tuesday. That means we 2 days away from Thursday, man. Go ahead. Make sure you follow us on your favorite social media platforms, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, man. And make sure you go over there on Instagram on Thursday. Hold on. Thursdays be on deck over there on my man LL's Instagram page. All right, man. Now it is time to close on out the Tuesday rumors topics for the day with my man, Coach Mike. What you got, man?
So I hear a lot of talking. We need to trade for him. We need to trade for that. We don't need no trades. No trades are needed. First due fact is we still got to pay Jamin Collins and Trey Flowers. They're still on the book. So, there's no trades. But because mostly we just got to follow the plan, right? Brad Holmes laid out a plan. He's cleared cap space for 2023. Let's just follow the plan, right? Let's not overreact. Even though it's hard. It's hard when you watch some games and you see what's going on that field. But at the same time, let's let the plan of Brad Holmes take its full course of 3 years. Okay. And then maybe after 2023 or maybe during 2023, we're like, okay, we see this hole. Now let's make a trade. But right now, we don't need no trades. We don't need no QB trade. We don't need no running back trade. We don't need no nothing, man, because that's gonna mess with the cap. That's gonna mess with the most precious thing that we have right now, and that's draft capital. Um, Draft capital right now, we don't need to give up no picks for no players. And that's just how I feel. We need to let these players grow, play this year out, and then go for the gusto in the off season. So no trades are needed. Not I mean basically none, but if you can trade a conditional like 6th-round pick in 2024 or something like that, then maybe. But I don't see, no, don't overreact. And it just is what it is. I know Hard Knocks got everybody on fleek. Okay, I know. I know everybody hype off of Hard Knocks, and then the reality set in. So but yeah, man, don't overreact. We don't need no trades right now, man. Just let Brad Holmes' plan unfold for 3 full seasons, and then we'll see where we are next year at the trade deadline. What y'all got?
Yeah, most teams don't have a good season after they're on Hard Knocks. And the reason why they're on Hard Knocks is because they're one of the lowest. They're one of the most, like, the least winningest franchises in the league at the previous year. So the Lions are one of the youngest defenses in the league. They're one of the youngest rosters in the league. But if you look at the current depth chart of where they played on Sunday, and you look at the amount of players, the young players they have, the bulk of the players, you look at the starters on Sunday, are players that have 3 years or less in the league. You look at Jeff Okudah, 3rd year. You look at Derek Barnes. You look at Rodrigo. You look at the defensive line. We had rookie starting. You got Aiden Hutchinson and Josh Pascal starting. You have the 2nd-year players, Jerry Jacobs, AJ Parker starting. The rookie back there on the back end with Kirby Joseph. You had really 2 guys that are really considered veterans back there playing on the defense, and that's Deshaun Elliott with 5 years and Alexander Lonzi. So those are your only 2 veteran starters. You know what I'm saying? You have Amon-Ra who has 4, this is his 4th year as well. But most of the guys that we have playing significant spots on the defense right now are younger players. You look at what they're doing with Michael Brockers. They're pretty much just sitting him down, letting him have a leadership role, but he's not really getting on the field because he really was ineffective, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah. But I mean, you look at Aleem McNeil and those guys, man. Those are young guys, man. 2nd year, 1st year players playing significant time and significant minutes. But here's the issue as well for me. A lot of these guys were injured, so you got guys coming back from injury, like AJ Parker was, coming off injury at the beginning of the year, and so was Jerry Jacobs just came back. So you lose your captain of your defense and Tracy Walker. Now you put Kirby back there. So he's got to get comfortable playing. These guys got to get comfortable playing together. You don't mess that up bringing somebody else in. You let these guys, and we still have 11 games left. So they're going to have to learn to play together and get back and have some continuity. Like we said, Brad Holmes doesn't have any really cap space. And you have some guys coming back from injury to this lineup, man. You're going to have some bumps along the way. And not just on defense, man. Look at the offense, the guys that we're missing on offense. We're missing Big V. And we haven't even seen our 2nd first-round pick in Jameson Williams yet. So, and then DeAndre Swift and those guys, man. You have to look at this, and losing St. Brown, you know what I'm saying? He didn't play in the previous game that we had, and coming off the bye. So, I mean, he got hurt really didn't play against the New England Patriots that much because of their previous injury. So you look at what's going on with this roster, man. We just got to get these guys back healthy. And it's going to be interesting to see, for me, how this roster plays together once we're near full strength. Because we're not going to be at full strength this season because we've lost so many people to season-ending injuries as well.
Well, I like everything that y'all guys said. And I agree for the most part. except for if it's a player, that I honestly feel like we ain't gonna be able to find in the next draft. I'm all the way with you because I feel like we could draft some of these guys. We probably better off drafting a better player next year. But and it's only one player, and we ain't gonna have a chance at him. But this is if the season flips for them and he becomes available or whatever. And that's Roquan Smith. That's the only player that I'll probably trade anything for. Outside of course, like somebody, it's a bunch of names out there, like Aaron Donald or somebody like that. Outside of somebody
Lamar
like
Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, something like that. But
Jackson.
I wouldn't
player
trade.
Like
I wouldn't trade for Aaron Donald.
I don't probably not. But I just threw a name out. I just threw a great name out there. But somebody like Smith. He's young. We probably ain't gonna be able to get a linebacker as good as him in the next draft. And I feel like he could fit any system here. Definitely, that is a important need for us.
Right.
So I feel like, but they just won. The Chicago Bears just won last night. They probably ain't gonna trade him. He is a free agent at the end of the year, but we probably won't get a shot at him until then at least. But I agree with everything you guys said, except for that. If somehow, some way, within the next however many days we got, Roquan Smith becomes available, that's the only trade I make.
I feel you, man. Hey, man. Hey, you know what we got to do, man. If you like this video, comment on the video. Share the video with your peoples, man. Like my man, Coach Jones, talking about have a watch party with your friends, man. Just on separate devices. And go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so you know when you're getting fresh content from us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Yo, home for Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. Now it's time for us to zip our lip and see what you had to say about the last show, man. It's time for the comment cards, baby. And we got a full gamut of them Jones today, man. We got a full lineup of comments today. First up in the shoot is my man, Chaman. Chaman says, good show today, guys. Lions organization needs to take Dan Campbell and Jared Goff in the back room and give them a full wall-to-wall counseling. All right, so if you ain't a military member or a veteran, you really don't understand the concept of wall-to-wall counseling. That's when you grab somebody by the collar and you bang their ass from one side of the wall to the other wall. That's what wall-to-wall counseling is. So that's you grab their ass and bang, and that's the wall-to-wall counseling, man. So, but sometimes that can backfire because that young soldier may such around and whoop your ass. So I'm tired of both of them making decisions during games like their heads are in the sand. This blundering needs to stop. But yeah, I get you, man. I said this yesterday, they need to get their head out their ass on some stuff. I agree with you 100%. But you gotta be careful with that wall counseling, man. You might take back up with you, man, because you know what I'm saying, now and then that ain't gonna work out well for you. You take that Joe by yourself and get your ass handed to you. But anyway, what you got?
Right. Dan Campbell, a big dude, he almost Hulk Hogan, so he might leg drop you. But friend of the show, Loud Show said fumble on the goal line, all hell broke loose with Dallas' #1 defense. My own opinion, should have Goff more in the shotgun. Give him a few more seconds. Body slam, should have thrown flag.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
On Justin Jackson, yeah, that definitely should have thrown on flag. Yeah. What you got, Coach Jones?
Sean Brown says the stats were even. What killed the Lions was turnovers, plain and simple. The Lions take care of the ball, they win. The losses on the players, period. Congrats on the winning season, Coach Mike. You know what? And I feel like that. It was a little bit more on the players than the coaches, man. I mean, that's
I think that game was,
man. Yeah. It is, man. And thank you, thanks on the winning season, man. We still out there though.
Okay. All right. Mike and Chris G, friends of the show. Okuda balled out. I believe he did. That's why I made him one of the ball out players of the game. Awesome day for him. Hutch did well, as did Pascal. I believe that 100%. I believe Jim used to say baby hands Goff. Of course he did. Can't hold on to the ball, but the D played so much better. I believe so, man. I can't take that loss on the defense, man. They played as hard as they could, man, but you can't keep putting their backs against the wall, turning the ball over, man, deep in their own territory. You just can't do that.
Yeah. Kalen Jones says, what up, Kalen Jones says, what do the Lions need to do to get back on track? The Lions need to get players healthy. This is a young team that lacks experience in depth. Losing players like Swift, St. Brown, Big B, Walker is killing this team. You're absolutely correct, Kalen Jones. But one thing that we should do to get back on track or to get on a track is run that ball, man. You know, we all said, I thought in the beginning of the year we was going to be a running team. We ain't really necessarily shown that we are a running team. We're a team that can run the ball, but we ain't a running team. Just run that mug. Run it on every down, run it down their throat. They can't stop it. So just run it. That's how we get back. That's how we get on a track, Taylor.
Yeah, Tennessee Titans, man. Chris Amick says, how to end the current losing streak? Protect the ball. The D is coming back. The O-line looks pretty good. Special teams look pretty good. The Lions protect the ball. They win. They win this one. But next week, our D got to get the QB, got to get to the QB, and they got to protect the ball. Hey, that's all in a nutshell, man, because them turnovers was the difference in the game. So, hey, man, we appreciate your comments. If you like this content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and help us get this content out to more Lion fans just like yourself. We marching on. What's the next subject? Oh yeah, I think it's Curt's favorite segment or our favorite segment.
Yeah, man, it's time for dessert with your man Curt. Brought to you by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. If you like how they look, you'll love how they taste. Man, you can go over and check out Delightful Bites on Facebook. The link's in the description below. And if you don't do the Facebook thing, you can type in Delightful Bites over on TikTok or Instagram to see all that beautiful dessert footage. Delightful Bites, get your cookie on. All right, we gotta say, man, big ups to a player that's not playing right now. Jessica Benda was revealed as the Week 7 Community MVP by the NFL Players Association, man, for his work with local schools where he has hosted some STEM activities. So you look at that, man, in a local community, you know, science, technology, electronics, and math, I believe that's what it is. You look at that, man, and that's a big deal, you know what I'm saying? Getting, making sure kids in the local community are getting educated on the things that are driving the workforce right now. So to do that STEM is definitely a big thing. So congratulations to Jessica Benda for being named the NFL Players Association Community MVP for his STEM work in a local activity. So with local schools. So congratulations to him. All right, man. Now let's take a quick walk on over to that wall of fame, baby. First up in the bronze members, we got my man Rich Bean, Joe Mo in the building, Shannon the Asano, and my man Bryce Stover in those bronze members. Silver members, we got my man Kirkland Bratt, Mr. Scotty the Bear, the Frenchman, baguettes and all that. What's up, Frenchie? And my man Cap Ice Cold. We got our gold members, Michael Huck, Mr. Larry McQuist is in the building, Michael Lewis, my man North End Ken's in the building, Dominic Davis, Paul Giroux, the Jazzy One, Lionel of Douchebaggy, and the Doctor, Dr. Detroit. He is always in. To become a member of the Wall of Fame, click that join now button in the description. Man, now it's time to go ahead to the final thoughts, man. What you got, my man LL? Because you know, man, like I said, man, sometimes you got to ring the bell. Y'all know we had two fighters on the show because we got my man, Coach Jones, man, that boxing pride, Jackson, Michigan. And like I said before, the heavyweight cuffing champion of the world. LL, what you got, man?
I don't like that at all. But of course, happy Tuesday. Have a great day. You know, get you some tacos or 2-piece. But I also want to end on this note, and I hope I'm messing this up because I don't even remember his name. But is it Tyrell Crosby? Who was the guy? He was on our team.
Yeah, Tyrell Crosby.
Fuck you, Tyrell Crosby. Have y'all seen he just want to talk shit. He been bitter ever since he left. Shut the hell up. Just shut up. Even if you're right, just shut the hell up. You look bitter, dog. Shut up and get off Twitter.
Yeah, he did. I have to say that. Hey, my man put Dan Campbell on blast. I was like, damn. Yeah, that wasn't too cool. I was like, okay, Tyrell Crosby. Tyrell Crosby said he spoke all his stuff into existence.
Right.
Yeah.
He's just bitter about the last organization, really this one. My final thoughts for the day, man, is just don't overreact. I know as Lion fans, we tired of the BS. We want to see something different on the field, but just let this plan unfold, and we'll see where it is in the middle of next season. We'll see where this plan leads to, man. So don't overreact, man. Just let it play out. Trust in the GM for once.
Yeah, definitely. And my final thoughts for today's show is one thing that with the overreaction, this group of people at the Lions organization are gonna have to learn how to win together. Now we have a young coaching staff as far as we don't have a lot of experience on our coaching staff as far as being coaches. We don't have a lot of experience in our, saying a lot of those big names left in the front office, saying with Brad Holmes. So, you have some stuff, some growing pains that's gonna happen. Be patient, and you're gonna have to stick with it because they gotta learn how to win together because they're just young. And we have a young team. So when the coaches are young and the players are young, you're gonna have some bumps in the road. But winning organizations, if you look at it, they don't fire people every couple of years. They don't. Winning organizations let things build up and let continuity happen. And then, maybe it's a piece there or a piece there or a person here or a person there. But you can't keep resetting the clock or resetting the coaching staff or the GM every couple of years and expect success, because that's the definition of insanity, because you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. It is what it is. Hey, as some final thoughts for today's show, man. It's Two-Piece Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, whatever you eating Tuesday, man. Thank you for hanging out with us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. Tomorrow's Wednesday. You know what happens on Wednesday? Gold Members Meeting. If you're a member of the Gold Members Wall of Fame, we got you coming tomorrow at 3 p.m. for your Gold Members Meeting. So come and hang out, talk football, and hang out with us right here in that Gold Members Meeting. If you want to get yourself on, man, you got another day to kind of get your membership level up. But tomorrow at 3 p.m. is the Gold Members Meeting. Thank you guys for tuning in with us right here on the show, man. So you know what you guys do, man. Hey, get yourself screened for cancer. Ladies, get your mammograms. Fellas, get your prostate. Everyone, if you're middle age, get your colon checked, man. Cancer Awareness Month. Please don't be susceptible to that silent killer that is cancer. So, and take care of one another, love one another, man. And whatever you ate today, be it a two-piece, tacos, whatever, got a napkin, man. Wipe them crumbs off your face, man. Finish your drink and get back to work, baby. And whatever you're doing in life, you got to boss up, bow out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL and Coach Mike, this is Curt Steele, and we walla at you real soon. We love you, Jim.